It's Matthew, your friendly neighborhood technician, making another video for you out of the Boise, Idaho area. And what we are looking at is a beautiful 1955 Chevrolet 3200 with an inline 6 engine in it. And I'm going to be restoring this vehicle. I'm extremely excited about it. It's going to be a fun project, and it's going to be a bumper-to-bumper restore. All the body work's going to get done on it. We're going to paint it, engine work, interior work, you name it. In a lot of ways, it is really not in that bad of a shape. I've seen vehicles like this pulled out of barns that have been restored that are in way worse condition than this. So I'm pretty excited to get into it and, you know, basically see what it's going to take and all that other good stuff. I've already done some minor engine work to it, pretty much to ensure that the engine is worth fixing up, the drivetrain is worth fixing up, all that other stuff. Or do we just need to throw everything out and start fresh and clean and whatnot? So I'm pretty excited to get this interior done. Most of what you see is all original, so that's something that we have going for us. And if we restore it correctly, keep as much all original parts as we can, put the proper paint job on it, do the body work properly. When you're restoring something like this, you don't want to skimp out body work. You don't want to take shortcuts. You want it all done to a certain extent, to a certain level of perfection, because if you do it right, you will actually take something that right now is not worth much and turn it into an asset, put some value into it. I've seen some of these trucks sell for as much as $50,000, $60,000, fully restored, right off of the car room lot, so to speak. I've seen some of these trucks that still need some restoration done, but have already had the paint and most of the engine restored, sell for as much as $20,000, $30,000, $40,000. So there is definitely an asset here if it is done properly. What I'm doing right now is I'm pretty much in the evaluation phase of this. I'm looking at everything, trying to decide which route we're going to go for, like, for example, certain body work and stuff that may be done. I actually may not be able to accomplish in this shop, as I don't have some of the materials, but I can definitely outsource it. So, like, let's look at some things. This cab, it's got a big dent in the cab there and whatnot, but most importantly, I did find some cancer here. It's just, you know, rust rotted out right there. So that would definitely, if we were to use this cab, that's definitely something that would have to be addressed. Same over here. That would need to be addressed as well. And then down here, all of that would need to be properly addressed. Some of the fenders. This fender is not in bad shape. This fender, I'm thinking, could definitely be saved. But looking at this fender over here, now that I'm really looking at it, it's right here that concerns me the most. However, I have other parts for this vehicle sitting on this property. So the vehicle was bought with the property, from what I understand, and so the person that bought the vehicle was told that there was a donor vehicle here, and that would be that one over there. Let's go dig around in some barns for a second, because this is the barn that this came out of. Okay, and this is what I found here. We've got a fender here. We could use this fender on that driver's side. This is a spare tire fender. So that fender's good. We've got a bumper that I found. There's a hood here that I found. There's a door there that I found. So we can definitely use that. And actually, I hear my other phone ringing. Let me go make sure that's not a customer or something. I'll be right back, guys. All right, and I'm back. So let's go ahead. So yeah, we've got some donor parts in there, and honestly, they may not even be donor parts. This could also be what we call, in this type of repair, restoration, repair, and restoration, all that. This could be what we call trade bait. Maybe there's somebody else somewhere in the country that's got an original fender for it, and so maybe they want a spare tire fender, or we don't necessarily need a hood, so maybe they want a hood. You know, the type of deal. So, or maybe they need a bumper. Who knows? Hey, there's a trolling motor over there. Maybe they need a trolling motor. So yeah, we may not necessarily use that stuff. We may just use it to trade. Got some original tires and stuff sitting here. But at first glance, I looked at this donor vehicle and thought, well, there's really not much here for us to use. There's no drivetrain in it, nothing like that. It's got a steering column there, yeah, there's not much in here. However, I noticed that this grill is in way better shape than the other grill. I'm getting frustrated because my camera is not wanting to give us good. There we go. So yeah, this grill, it's actually in way better shape than the other grill, and this grill may be able to be straightened out and fixed versus that other grill, or we may just have to find another grill. These front fenders, they are in a little bit better shape. The cab, most importantly, this cab, although it's missing a door and whatnot, and it looks bad, as far as the interior goes, a lot's been robbed off and out of it. The cab itself here is actually in much better shape when it comes to corrosion or anything like that. See, you look back in there, it's all still one piece back there, and it's in pretty good shape. So it may come down to removing that other cab, trashing that cab, and reusing this cab. This bed is not in as good of a shape as the other bed, but it's also not in too bad of a shape. I've got to get in here at this point and get all this cleared out so I can even get into this truck and get it all figured out. And what I may end up doing is actually, I was thinking about first hiring somebody to clean all this brush and clean all this out, but I was actually thinking about getting my buddy out here who runs and owns tow trucks. We were thinking, because the front wheels are still on that, we were thinking about just hooking the winch up to it and just dragging it out of there so we can get it out here so we can really take a look at it. But bottom line is, I mean, you guys already see the difference in this cab and that other cab, and if anything, we're definitely going to be using this cab. I just really feel like that's what we're going to end up going on it. So I'm really super excited to get involved in this job. I've got a Yukon in the shop today that's kicking my butt as far as knock sensor diagnosis, but that'll be another video. So yeah, let's check this out. Old school oil bath. Any of you guys that know your classic cars and restorations, you know what that's all about. So, you know, it's the old school oil bath. Fuel pump, all that other good stuff. So let's see if we can get it started. I'm almost certain we can get it started. So let's check that out, and then I'll go ahead and end this video for you. But I just wanted to let you guys know, keep watching the channel, because you're going to start seeing more and more videos of this restoration coming up. Okay, so the information that I have on this is that it's been sitting for at least 10 years, that it ran as early as 10 years ago. And right now you can see I've got gator clips hooked up here. I've got a few things like the ignition switch and the dash bypass, because some of that stuff is no good. The wiring is no good there. So I'm pretty much just connected straight into my battery with my ignition coil, bypassing the starter and all that other stuff, just so I could see if it would run. Now, when I first was messing with it, I couldn't get it to run. I also had almost no compression, but some of that I felt came from the fact that the engine has sat for so long. I had a theory that it's actually not an issue with compression inside of the cylinders. It's more of an issue with piston rings and whatnot being stuck and They just needing to be worked out, loosened up, all that other good stuff. So what I did was I poured ATF, automatic transmission fluid, down into each of the cylinders. I've literally let it sit with that transmission fluid sitting in there for, at this point, a matter of weeks. And so now at this point, it's time to stick some gas in here and see what happens. We're going to hook our coil up. We're going to pour some gas in it. And you can't see it on the video, but as I'm pouring gas in it, these carburetors are leaking like a sieve, man. So they're definitely going to need to be removed and rebuilt. I'm going to pour a lot of gas in there. Make sure it's got a good drink. All right, guys, here we go. Let's see what happens. Victory! And there you go, guys. Now, I'd be willing to bet if I could keep gas fed to it, I'd be willing to bet this engine would sit idle and run. Let me give you a different camera point of view here. And let's do that again. That's just fun, you know? That's just fun. This type of stuff is fun. If you're not having fun doing this, then I don't think you should be involved in any type of automotive repair. So, okay, here we go again. Let's get her to start. Alright, I think that's all the gas she's going to have. Now, you heard some of that backfire. That could be for a few different reasons. It could be because A, we're pretty much flooding it full of gas. B, ignition timing is off, all that other stuff. I did rebuild the starter, and that's definitely one of the issues we had with it not wanting to start up at first. But bottom line is, guys, we've got an engine that'll start, and I'd be willing to bet with just a little bit of love, it would run great. Now, one of the choices and decisions I'm going to make is if it's worth it to go ahead and get the engine pulled, get it cleaned up, replace the head gasket on it, valve cover gaskets, all that other stuff. I mean, shoot, maybe even have it machined out and put new pistons and all that other stuff in it. So, but bottom line, guys, it starts, it runs. I'm excited. I think this is just the neatest thing in the world, and I know the owner is excited about this process and all that other good stuff. So, alrighty, folks. Well, that's it for today. Thanks for hanging out and watching my channel and my show here. Thanks for supporting me. Remember, I really enjoy helping you guys out. So if you have any questions or anything concerning your own projects, go ahead and shoot me a message in the comment section. Let's trade emails. Let's trade phone numbers. I would love to help you guys out. Another thing I've noticed, especially over the past couple months, is my YouTube channel has begun to become a community where people are asking questions. And although I may not be able to get to every question, I notice that some of you guys are getting on there answering other people's questions. And I just think that's really neat that we can build an online community here where people can help each other out and get their questions answered and all that other good stuff. So, alrighty, folks. Well, once again, thanks for your support. This is Matthew, your friendly neighborhood technician, signing off.